Look at the breakout already forming all over my nose. This one was already here, but that's crazy. First impressions on the new Superberry skincare collection from Global Beauty Care at Dollar Tree. Emphasis on the first impressions. I want to be better about doing more first impressions with you guys. I truly love a thorough review, but with skincare, it takes several weeks, even months to know like my honest opinion. And because of that, sometimes you can't find these products anymore at Dollar Tree. So I figured we could start doing first impressions, give you guys a little bit of an understanding on some of the products out there, and then we can update later in life. So let's start with the first impressions on these. I did use the exfoliating jelly cleanser. I think it's nice, but honestly, I won't keep reusing it. It does have perfume in it, and me personally, I try to keep fragrance and stuff like that out of my skincare, especially my cleansers. But other than that, I can see a lot of people liking it. It is a nice jelly consistency, but once you lather it in the hands and on the skin, it gets nice and foamy. It left my skin soft, hydrated, and very clean. The scent can be hit or miss for people. I think it's nice, especially when you first put it on, but after a little bit, it does kind of smell like artificial berries. But overall, I do think it's a nice face wash. Definitely a nice option. It just depends on what you're looking for. Me personally, I just won't keep using it. All right, let's go ahead and throw on the Glow Boosting Clay Mask now. An unpopular opinion, I love a clay mask over a sheet mask. I just feel like they actually fit the face better. They work better. And this one you only need to wear for 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes masks need to be on for like 20 plus minutes, and I don't always got the time for that. I will say this does feel pretty thin for a clay mask, but I will wear it for the full time and give it its fair chance. I do want to point out though, it does say on here to refrain from using if you have sensitive skin, which I do. So we'll see what happens. But it also says that it's rich in antioxidants, which help brighten and deeply hydrate the skin. And it also helps to gently brighten the appearance of skin for a fresh, awakened look. It does have that berry scent to it. Like I said, I like it. I could see some people hating it. Scent is subjective. I don't mind it. It does feel pretty nice and cooling on the face right now. It's only been a few minutes, but I will come back after 15. Quick update. We are about halfway through. This is drying down so unevenly. That could also be on my part for how I applied it, but I did try to apply it pretty evenly. And I feel like it's just like melting into the skin. It's disappearing as we speak, and I don't like that. Okay, I have washed that off. I'm not a big fan of this. I feel like it's very thin for a clay mask. It kind of feels like I just double cleansed. To each their own. Some people might enjoy this. Personally, I'm not going to continue to use it, especially with the sensitive skin warning. There's better masks out there. But anyways, let's move on to the serum. I find it interesting. This does say to apply to clean, slightly damp skin. So I don't know how much I'm going to find myself reaching for this, because typically I reach for my serums when I'm doing my skin prep on clean, dry skin. So that's going to be inconveniencing to me, but I'm going to take this little damp towelette and just re-dampen the skin, I guess. Ooh, this is oily. If you have oily skin, you will want to avoid this one. This is interesting. This is a very wet, thin, oily serum. I don't think I like that. Yeah, I really don't like how this applied. I feel like it didn't do anything. Like I said, better serums out there. I don't see myself reaching for this one. But to finish it off, let's go in with the jelly cream, basically a moisturizer. I love the packaging. Cutie. Looks familiar to that strawberry one. I wasn't a huge fan of that one, even though I know it's super popular. Yeah, this reminds me just like that strawberry one. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of it. It's really nothing special to me. I prefer my moisturizers to be thick. This is very thin. I don't know how I feel about this one. I will say my skin does feel really hydrated, moisturized, and soft, but it's kind of sticky, and it's not doing it for me. I feel like there's other skincare collections out at Dollar Tree that are way better than this one. And like I said, if you have oily skin, I would avoid this collection at all costs. Now, although I do have dry skin, I just don't think this is a great collection, and I don't find myself continuing to use it after today. But I will go ahead and rank the products for you guys just to wrap up this video. Top spot goes to the cleanser. I'm pretty surprised by that, but if I was to finish any of these products, it would probably be this one. Then we have the jelly cream. I can see a lot of people actually liking this. I just don't really prefer this type of moisturizer. And then the clay mask. Although I don't feel like it performed like a typical clay mask, I do feel like it was a nice double cleanse. And then the serum. I absolutely do not recommend recommend this serum. Okay, well, that is my first impressions on this new skincare collection. I gotta say, I'm pretty bummed by it. Definitely not something I recommend, and I don't see myself continuing to use. I will update you guys on if my skin breaks out in a few days, and I wanna know, what are your guys' thoughts on this one?